Hi there, good afternoon everyone. This is Liz Davis. I am a nutritionist and I specialise in digestive health for busy women. So I help busy women fix their IBS, reflux, bloating, painful digestion, any kind of associated hormone problems or fibromyalgia, and that kind of thing, chronic fatigue. And I do this with state-of-the-art gut testing, hormone testing, any other lab testing that we need, and then dietary and lifestyle upgrades to bring things back into balance and get things working properly again for you. So zinc is really important for so many body functions, particularly if you have anything gut related, and I'll come on to that in just a second. You don't need tons of zinc, but you do need some zinc. And years ago our diets would just have been full of zinc because we'd have eaten so much seafood and stuff which is very rich in zinc. Unfortunately nowadays we don't tend to get that level of zinc in our diets, but I'll go through in a bit which food sources may be more appropriate for you, and so you can make sure that you're checking the zinc box, so to speak. Zinc is really important for so many things. So a really kind of major thing is for immunity. So if you're not getting enough zinc in your diet, you might find that you're getting lots of colds, bugs, flus, things like that. It's also really important for wound healing as well. So if you've got those sort of white dots on your nails, that can be quite telling, you know, if you're low in zinc. You also need it for DNA repair, for vision, particularly age-related macular degeneration and preventing that. Taste and smell, super important. Growth, gut health, I will go into that a bit more just in a minute. And conception, if you're trying to conceive, it's the most important thing to make sure that you've got plenty of going on. So definitely make sure you're getting either lots in your diet or take a really good quality prenatal supplement, should help you with that. Thyroid health as well. Quite a lot of my clients tend to have gut problems and thyroid problems, so zinc is another area that we need to look at. It's also very important for your stress resilience and mood, because zinc helps to regulate cortisol, so that's another interesting use for it. So as I say, there are two groups of people who are more inclined to be low in zinc, and they are people who are suffering with their gut, so the gut's not functioning properly, and also vegetarians and vegans. So if you have got optimal gut health, that's going to make sure that your zinc is absorbed properly. You also need zinc, you need adequate zinc to ensure that your gut is functioning properly as well. So if you haven't got enough zinc going on, it's very important for making your stomach acid, so that's the first thing to look at. It's also very important for keeping those all-important gap junctions in your gut lining nice and tight. So if they're not tight, then you end up with leaky gut. So leaky gut is another thing lots of people will ring up and want to discuss because they're worried they've got leaky gut and it's causing all these other problems. So zinc is really important for addressing that issue and obviously preventing it in the first place. Zinc deficiency can cause diarrhea. Diarrhea can cause zinc deficiency, so you can end up with this terrible vicious cycle going on, where zinc is really important for the prevention of that as well. It's also, if you haven't got enough zinc going on, it's going to negatively impact your microbiome. So though you can see that zinc is super important for keeping the gut functioning properly, but then also you need optimal gut function to make sure that you're absorbing that zinc in the first place. So what are the signs you might have low zinc? So diarrhea, as I mentioned, vision problems, particularly age-related macular degeneration, mouth ulcers, skin ulcers and acne as well, loss of taste and smell, poor appetite, depressed mood, decreased immunity and poor wound healing, and also histamine intolerance. So histamine intolerance is another biggie at the moment as well. Lots of people are interested in histamine intolerance as well, which of course I can help you with. So what are the best sources of zinc? Well, the best hands down are seafood like oysters, They don't tend to be very popular nowadays. I don't tend to hear of people eating a lot of oysters. But there's also things like crab as well. Other shellfish are also really good sources. Next up is red meat and poultry. Whole grains, pumpkin seeds, beans, chickpeas, lentils, nuts, and also dairy products. Now the problem is those plant-based sources of zinc contain phytic acid as well, and phytic acid is an anti-nutrient, so it's going to stop you absorbing the zinc in the plant-based foods. So if you are vegetarian or vegan and you're relying on those plant-based foods, you know, as the main part of your diet, then definitely make sure that you're getting a really good quality multivitamin going on. Most of the multivitamins around that I've seen do contain good levels of zinc, so between 10 and 15 milligrams of zinc is what you want to see. So just check the labels when you buy one. The vegan supplements will probably contain that as standard, but I think certainly all the good quality multivitamins and minerals that I've seen contain that amount, so you should be covered there. Okay, I hope you found that useful. If you did, do like and share, and I shall see you next time. Okay, bye.